This is Dee.
And this is Shelby.
And we're from Bitch Please. Welcome back to another episode. This is episode 44. 44?
I think, I don't know.
Yeah, 44.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I'm pretty sure it's 44.
Yeah.
Any hoozle, we are... we are here to do another episode.
Yeah.
With all of the people that are watching right now.
All the millions of people, hundreds, thousands
Trillions,
of you guys.
millions.
Trillions of people in here.
Because we're just that good.
We're so popular.
So
we're happy you're here.
We're happy you're here.
But yeah.
Before we get started...
How are your screws?
My screws?
Yeah,
I always ask you first.
No, we asking you today.
This is not how we normally do it. It's going to throw everything off.
It's the whole thing. The whole groove is gone.
Off.
You threw off my groove.
You threw off my groove.
The groove. The groove.
Oh, my screws are... They're there.
Uh-huh.
They're very tired.
Yeah.
They're very, very tired. So I just started a new medication, guys, and it is kicking my ass. I am very nauseous. I'm getting headaches, and I'm having a bit of an insomnia. So I have probably slept a total of maybe 6 hours in the last 4 days.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's sad.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah. So my screws are tired.
Yeah.
How are your screws?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's chaos in there. Some people are laying down from exhaustion. Some people are screaming at the top of their lungs. The mechanics are falling apart a little bit. Trying to stay together. It's just been, I don't know, the past couple weeks have just been a little rough.
Yeah. It's been a lot
happening.
happening.
A little rough. Mentally, emotionally. I also think I'm ovulating.
Yo, the cramps that I have been having.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I was like, at this point, just let me bleed.
Yeah, just let me die. Honestly,
Girl,
it's painful.
The pain has been so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why are my cramps acting like this right now?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So I get it. So maybe ovulation.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a lot though.
It has been a lot.
It's been a lot.
Girl, I understand.
Just my emotional state, for maybe 20, 30 minutes, I might be cool, calm, collected. And then maybe for like another hour or two, I might be losing my fucking mind. And then maybe I'm cool, calm, and collected again. I don't know. It's been all over the place.
Girl.
It's been a very emotional ride.
Literally, 15 minutes ago, I was starting to cry?
Listen, it's a lot. It's a lot. Life's been a lot. But we are here.
We're here.
We're here for your entertainment.
Yeah.
All millions of you that are in the live.
Yeah.
We're happy you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Love you all.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So what topic are we doing today? What are we starting off with?
We'll start with the questions.
I love
Oh, damn,
this.
you're going to see the questions anyway. Anyway, it's fine. We'll start the questions.
I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to look down. I'm going to pretend like I'm not looking. I'm going to look at your face.
Okay. I'm going to make this small just so that I want to make sure we don't lose it.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be paranoid the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Great.
Understandable.
Okay, there we go.
Understandable.
Ooh, I almost closed out.
Girl.
See? This is what I was talking about. Exactly what I was talking about. Okay. It says 7 questions you must ask your best friend today.
Okay.
And I know we all got a bunch of besties.
We do.
But you're a bestie, so I'm going to ask you these questions.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm here.
It actually says anyway, I lost my memory. What is the first thing you'll tell me about us?
That we bad bitches.
Yes.
That we bad. We cool as shit. And we tight as fuck. Soul sisters. That's literally what it is. I'm be like, that's the first thing you need to know, bitch. You stuck
We've
with
been
me.
friends, so
yeah, you stuck. You ain't going nowhere.
That's too funny. Second question. What is one thing you've grown to love and appreciate about our friendship?
Your honesty. That's actually something I really appreciate, because you can't find that with a lot of people, where they'll just tell you point blank, hey, you're being stupid. I love you and support you, but you being stupid, you kind of need to know you're being stupid.
Yeah.
But like, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No, I feel the same. I feel like the honesty is greatly appreciated, but I also feel like like it's very safe. Like it's a very, like I know I can always say what I need to say and not be like, oh girl, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like it's a safe. This is a safe space.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space.
And we want that for everybody.
We want that for everybody. But that's one of the things I do appreciate about our friendship is that it's a safe space and we're able to just be cool.
We are.
Yeah.
We're able to be blunt, honest, loving, kind, whatever we need us to be. We are there.
And then if we need to be like a little bit wild, we can do that.
Yeah.
You know, I just think it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. What parts of your life has improved the most since we've met?
Every aspect of my life.
Stop.
Every aspect of my life.
Stop.
Minus my sex life, but that's irrelevant.
That's
but
fair.
that's irrelevant. But every aspect of my life. Yeah. You my bitch. I wouldn't know what I'd do without her. Honestly. Probably lose my fucking mind.
Stop. This is...
Don't cry.
You know, I'm already
leave.
emotional today. Like I just...
leave.
I need to have a good cry. I really do. I
We can do that after because I also been wanting to cry, but
Girl,
I was like, you don't have time for this.
Literally, I was like, even just a few minutes ago when I started, I was like, girl, you got to finish getting ready. You got to finish setting up. Like, you do not have time to be in here falling apart. You just don't. But, you know, I saw something online that was talking about how women schedule their cries.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, because we got to plan it around the shit that we got going on.
Yeah.
Because we can't completely just fall apart because we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do fall apart even when we have stuff to do.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we're just like...
A lot of the times.
I'll schedule it for later because I know I got time to actually like let shit loose.
Yeah.
And pick myself back up.
Yeah. No,
So-
100%. I did earlier. I was in the shower. And I did this where I just kind of put my hands on my knees. And I was just did a silent scream. I was like... because I really wanted to cry.
Yeah.
But I just did a little silent scream.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It made, hey, welcome. The silent scream really did it for me.
Girl, I probably need to hit something.
Oh.
I need to hit
You
want
wanna put these gloves on?
Girl.
You want to put these gloves on, bitch? Because we can go ahead and throw hands. We can go outside.
I need to hit something. I do. I
could take a hit just fine.
I don't know. I just feel so like, I just need to release and
yeah. A good
honestly,
scheduled cry.
I just really need a good cry.
Yeah.
I really do because stuff is happening with my body and I don't understand it and I just need to cry.
I get it.
Get it out.
I understand.
Okay. So, and same. I don't know if I said that. I don't think I answered the question, but same.
Okay.
You have improved my life immensely.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the big things that I appreciate about you, and I notice like as my friend, as I kind of collect friends.
Yeah.
Because I have like friendships that have like been lasting and then I have friendships where I meet people and then they kind of disappear.
Yeah.
But I've noticed just over time with the group of my besties, like you guys have each helped me get more comfortable with who I am and be more confident in myself regardless of like what I got going on. And that's one of the things I can say I really appreciate because it really does, like it helps give me even more confidence that, you know, I needed, or maybe talk about things that, you know, I hadn't considered. You always give me a really good perspective on things that like I just hadn't thought about. Yeah. Or maybe even considered, or I mean just it's a lot. Thank you. Also, Shelby's birthday was yesterday. So
stop.
Happy birthday to Shelbs, even though it's a day behind. But happy birthday to Shelbs.
Yeah.
Thanks, Frank. Shelby's so always hit that couch pedal. I need something more person shaped.
That's why I said she can go ahead and throw hands with me.
Yeah, I need something more person shaped.
I can take a hit just fine. I know how to block.
Yeah. Dip, dive, dodge, duck, and dive.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Okay, so do you think we would find each other in another universe in different lifetimes?
Fuck yes.
I feel like we were probably friends in a different lifetime.
I feel like in a different lifetime we were fighting battles together in some sort of way.
Hell yeah.
I feel like in a different lifetime, absolutely.
Yeah, we were on a like field fighting for our lives.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, we would have been both on a field. We would have been out there in the hot sun.
Girl, you would have been out in the field. I would have been inside cleaning them goddamn toilets. Because you know these Latinas are the ones that are always the fucking janitor or the custodians or something. Like, he said go ahead and randomly hit an X then run.
Man, I don't got no beef with no exes.
I got a couple I could throw hands with, but
I got no beef with no exes.
But yeah, What the fuck was I saying?
Oh, fighting battles in another universe.
Oh, yeah. I really do think that we'd find each other in another universe.
I agree.
So there's a saying, and I know it's going to sound very corny because a lot of people know it, and it's a very white person thing to say, but like namaste means I see the light in you, and you see the light in me sort of deal. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, when we met, I was like, I see this bitch's soul. Let's go. Like, we linked now. You stuck.
Yeah. That's facts. I feel like, you know what's so funny, and I kind of wish, not to get like sad, but I kind of wish we would have known each other as kids, because I feel like we would have helped each other out a lot.
Absolutely.
As kids, like just.
But I feel like.
But we also might have fell out at some point.
I think we would have fallen out at some point.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of stuff that I went through that I couldn't tell other people.
Yeah.
And then it just came out in violence and drug use and so on and so forth.
Right.
So.
No, I get it.
But
I do get it.
But yeah, I think we would have helped each other a lot.
I agree.
For those that have joined, hang on a second. For those that have joined, Deidre has had this list of questions that she's been wanting to ask me since the last one. The last live we did.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going through.
Yeah, so I'm asking her these questions. These are very, she's never seen these questions. Hell yeah.
I would have had a blast.
Yeah. She would have had a time.
I would have had a blast.
A time.
I hear about all y'all's fun times, and I'm like, damn.
Hey, Freddie, are you going to Dawn Dance next year, by the way? Apparently, a lot of people are supposed to be going back this year. So, I don't know the last time you've been to a Dawn Dance, to be honest. All right. Oh, I didn't ask the other question.
Yeah.
Okay. When are you going to tell me you're secretly from a rich family and you've been testing my loyalty all along?
When I find a rich family, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. When I find a rich family, I'll let you know.
Fair. Okay. What is a quality that you admire in me and wish to develop in yourself?
There's a few, but the first thing that pops in my mind is creativity, and not just in like your artistic sense, but like in how you just approach life in general.
That's so funny.
Why?
Because that's kind of what I was going to say. Not necessarily the creativity, but just how you approach things.
Yeah. Basically, how you approach things and like how you view the world, how you move through the world. I actually, it's really inspiring.
Oh, thanks.
It is. It's really inspiring.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I inspire to be like that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because even when you think you're being crazy as shit, I'm like, girl,
I think
you were
that
fine.
a lot.
I know.
I think that I literally
You're like, I'm doing this, blah blah blah.
I did. I hit up Shelby the other day and I was like, "Hey, girl."
Yeah.
How crazy did I sound? How crazy that she's like, "Girl,
no, you sound coherent. You sound fine."
Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, I feel like the way that you move in life and the way that you have like handled, you know, a lot of the things that you've been through are very admirable, and having that, I don't want to say resilience because I hate saying that, but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
You have a different type of resilience that is like, it's beautiful and it is inspirational. Yeah. I wanted to do these because this is how I feel today. I just want to love on you. You know, I just want to like, let's just.
I'm up for it.
Yeah. But, okay. He said, "Oh, I forgot I could put all these up. I haven't been doing this at all.
Facts.
My bad. I go to Dawn Dance. I just hope I don't run into little crushes because I ain't trying to get socked on campus. I'll be hiding in the back. Fair, man. We definitely gonna have to link when you get out there. Definitely. But yeah, I appreciate that about you, and I think it's really dope how you've managed to just be where you're at in life considering everything that was like stacked against you.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the same with you. Because like that's how I see it. And I'm like, damn, I mean, she's gone through all that shit and she's still out here doing her best to smile and make other people smile and like just doing, you know, just doing your best. I love that. Don't you fucking start crying.
Well, I'll start crying.
We really gotta put the gloves on.
My eyeballs are leaking.
Girl. But it kind of goes into like that TikTok, not the TikTok, but the reel or whatever the fuck, TikTok reel, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Where the lady was talking about, so basically,
Transition.
I said, So basically, this lady was talking about how, what if we take all the energy that we put into our relationships, we take all the energy that we put into, you know, our loved ones or our mans or our girls or whatever, and we take all that energy and all that love that we pour into them and the support, and we try to put that back into ourselves. And what does that look like, you know? And she's talking about this, and then at the very end, you know, she's talking about how basically, you know, what is it like to be in love with yourself? To be the love of your own life, you know? And I was like, that's interesting, because I have, within the last few years, probably within like the last maybe 4 or 5 years, I've come into learning how to love myself and so on and so forth. And when she was like, I'm not a big believer in like loving a person and being in love. I feel like it's the same. I just feel like we love people differently. I don't feel like there's just, you love a person and you're in love with a person. I just don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I feel like, but there's a difference between, for me, when she was talking about it, there's a difference between like, okay, I love myself and being the love of my life. Like for me, there's a difference. And like, I don't think, like, I know I love myself. I think I'm beautiful. I'm cool as shit. I've got a whole attitude. I'm a brat sometimes. Like, I accept all these things about myself. I have a mustache. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Same.
I mean, I don't have one anymore. Right?
But, shout out to shavers.
But yeah, so, you know, I think about these things, and I think about, you know, that I do love myself and I accept a lot of things about myself, but am I the love of my life? No, I don't think I'm there yet. Yeah. And what does that look like? Yeah. You know, she had me thinking about a lot of stuff, and you mentioned the whole song thing. Yeah. You know, and it was, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but
yeah, we can.
You mentioned, what if we sing some of these love songs to ourselves? What does that look like? You know, instead of listening to a love song and thinking about another person and being, you know, dead set on that person, what if you listen to that same love song and just be dead set on yourself? Yeah. And thinking about you and you know, how beautiful you are and how great of a person you are, and the want and need to be, you know, loved by yourself. Like, it was just kind of a little, oh shit, for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of agree with you on the, like, being the love of your own life. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know what that looks like. And I feel like as it does with everything, it's different for every person. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, I agree. I love myself. I love who I am as a person. I love everything, not everything about myself, honestly. There's some things that could honestly go. Yeah. Just being real. But I'm glad that they exist, because I would not be the person that I am without them. Exactly. Howsomever, that shit can go. Yeah. But I think about that, like, what does that look like for me to be in love with myself? And I don't know if I would find it. Yeah. And the only reason I say that is because the person that I was last year is not the same. Yeah. So, like, I feel like I'm constantly changing. So to kind of fall in love with that is hard, because you're constantly changing. So if you're looking for the set thing of like, oh, I'm in love with this, and then you change and you're like, okay, just kidding, now I'm in love with that. And I feel like maybe being in love with myself is just being in love with the self that I am and what I will be in the future. Yeah. And so as it continues to change and grow, that maybe will form more. I'm not really sure. Yeah. It was an interesting thought. And when I saw the video, I started thinking about it, and I was like, what does that look like? How does that look? What do I do? You know? Yeah. Because even when we were talking to Sora Copeland, she was talking about loving herself more and what that Vita, looked like. By the way. Vita. Sorry. I just want to tell y'all, Vita, who we had on the episode two episodes ago, I only call her Sora Copeland. This was probably the first time that I had ever called her by her first name ever in my life, as many times as I did, and I had to get that shit in. Yeah. So, but I say Sora Copeland because she's my soror, but yeah, everybody else refers to her as either Miss Copeland or Sora Copeland. Vita Copeland. Anyway, I say all that to say, she was talking about loving yourself and what that looks like and all of those things, and I'm like, you know, that's a really good thing, because she said, you know, she thought she was loving herself more, but realized that she wasn't taking care of herself mentally, and she wasn't, you know, making sure like her finances were good and things like that. And I'm like, you know, that's a good point, like making sure you're stacked everywhere. Yeah. But I don't know, falling in love with yourself, I feel like, is that not loving yourself?
I mean, yeah, it is. I think for me, it's like, I I'm going to be in a relationship with myself for the rest of my life.
I mean,
I'm going to be in a relationship with myself. People are going to come and go. People could, pass away. They could die. They could be here. They could not. They want to leave. They want to stay, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be in a relationship with myself for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And that's basically like a marriage.
Yeah.
Like, in marriages and just in long-term relationships in general, whether you're married or not, people change.
Right.
And you have to learn to either accept them and love them for that way or don't, or whatever you decide to do. And it's just like, as I change and grow and as I learn more about myself and what I like, because I'm 33 years old, like I'm still learning about myself and what I like and what I don't like. And, I like to paint. I don't like to do this. Actually, I said I like to do this. I actually don't like to do this, you know? And I'm learning these things about myself. And there are things about me, like you've said, like I don't like. There's stuff about me that I absolutely don't like and that I work hard to change. And there's going to be more stuff in the future that I realize, hey, I actually don't like this either. I got to change it. But it's like with anything, with any sort of long-term relationship, I'm going to have to try to work on being in love with myself for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I
do. I feel like, I don't know. I think even though I said there's like a lot of things I don't like, not a lot of things I don't like about myself, some stuff that I would rather not exist. Like you do kind of just love those things about you, and you just keep pushing through and finding ways to maneuver them or manage them or handle them in whatever ways works for you.
Exactly.
And so like, maybe in the future, the acceptance of just kind of everything that I got going on will just be like, this is just me. And there's times where I truly feel that. I feel super strongly about it. I'm like, this is just who I am. These are things I got going on. That's it. And I feel great about it. And I feel like, I just love who I am. And I love all these things. And then there's days where I'm like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. This is rough, and I feel like you do have that because that's just kind of what you have with a relationship.
Yeah, it is. Some days you're going to like yourself, some days you're not.
Yeah.
But that deep soul, like, okay, I might not like myself today, but I'm still in love with myself. I still want to be with myself. I still want to be around myself.
Yeah.
Like, I still want to love on me.
You know? I saw, I think it was, I don't know if it was one of those shows that we were watching. It wasn't My Strange Addictions. It was like one of the ones where the lady married herself or whatever.
Yeah.
So homegirl,
My Strange Loves or something like that.
Homegirl married herself, and then like after a couple of years, she was like, I can't stand this bitch either. She gotta go. I need to get rid of her ass.
Girl.
And I was like, damn, that's
But that's like with some internal self-hatred right
Oh
there.
yeah, but I'm like, if you don't even fuck with yourself like that, how do you expect somebody else to want to be in that with you?
Before I continue on,
I want to get Frank's thing. I saw that. Oh, wait, where were you going?
Right there.
Oh, right here. Okay.
Since y'all
asked it, no?
812. 812 was the first one.
812. Okay.
Yeah.
I can already see those beautiful Brazilian showers on
Yes.
Nice.
Sending all the bodega energy.
Hugs.
Love.
Hugs.
Yeah, you'd be chilling right here.
Yeah, you'd be sitting right here on what do we call it? Sheila.
This is Sheila, y'all.
He said,
sitting with Sheila.
Since y'all asking questions, I like to ask, what was the thing you wish you heard more earlier in your lives that would have made more positive impact in your adult lives? Honestly,
ooh, you're trying to make me cry today. For me, do you mind if I answer?
Please.
For me, you're enough. You're enough. You are loved and you're enough. That would have been great to hear.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird because I don't ever felt like I was told that I wasn't loved or any, like I felt like I was loved. I felt like I got all of those things from my family and my friends and things like that. But it would have been nice to hear that I'm not a burden. Nobody has ever said that I was.
Yeah.
But because I had so much happening, I always felt like I was.
Yeah.
And so it would have been cool to hear that.
Yeah.
Because not hearing it, even though it was never said, because it's just stuff that I created in my head.
Yeah, because of what we're going through.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have probably allowed me a little bit better understanding of how to manage relationships with people, because I do keep people in kind of a distance depending on, the dynamic of the relationship, because I do feel like a burden at times, or I have felt like a burden at times. So I think that would have been very helpful.
Hey, Dee.
Stop.
You're not a burden.
Stop.
Just so you can hear it. You're not a burden.
You're enough.
No, I mean, I didn't get love like that in my
Yeah.
house. Anytime that I did have any sort of attention or love, it was either a violent attention or it was they were drunk.
Yeah.
So nothing ever felt authentic. Nothing ever felt like real.
Yeah.
Like I never felt really loved or that I was enough. I mean, my mother put me down.
Yeah. No,
She put me down all the time. I was all sorts of terrible things to her on a daily basis. So
I totally understand
Yeah.
that. I definitely understand that. And it's unfortunate because when you're hearing that at a young age, or you're not seeing
while you're
it,
developing,
Yeah, and it's especially during those years that are super. It does
for life
because those are
bro.
super informative years, and those are developmental years, and how you kind of build, how you handle relationships, yourself,
Yeah.
just people in general.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I feel that it's such a weird thing though, because it's like,
I'm looking something up. So
no,
I'm
no,
listening.
you're fine. It's such a weird thing because you said, you didn't experience that a lot. You didn't hear it a lot. And I felt like I got a lot, and I still managed to find a way to be like, well,
But you also had a shit ton of other stuff going on.
I mean, I had a lot of other stuff
going
going on in my life, but it is interesting.
Yeah.
Because you have two completely different situations, two different scenarios where, one experience one over the other, and we're still in the same situation where we feel like we're not enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always weird.
Yeah.
It's always weird.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, there are things that I hated about myself that I absolutely love now. What are the things you love about you now and that you hated before? You know what's funny? Even though I talk shit about it all the time, I really hated my skin conditions. All of them. I really, really hated them. And I actually really love them now more than I probably did before, because I don't know if I would be the person that I am without the skin conditions. And I mean like the acne, the HS. I don't know if I would be as chill of a person. I don't think I would be as like, I don't want to say humble, but I don't think I would be as cool. Like, I think I would be low-key a bitch. If I had clear skin and this body, bitch.
She would be president right now.
I would probably, girl, who knows where I would be. I'd be all doing all types of wild shit. Just
Throwing that
because
thing
I could.
out.
What? I mean, like, you see me?
Yes.
Clear skin and a fat ass? Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I hated everything about myself. I actually can't think of one thing that I liked about myself when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Damn, this is a good question, Frank. Damn you.
did not think that I was worthy of anything in this world, period. Like, I was told from very little that I was all sorts of terrible things. So I didn't like anything about myself. I didn't like the way I looked because I was made fun of for my looks. I didn't like the way I talked because I was made fun of the way I talked. I didn't like the way I spelled my name. I didn't like anything about myself.
Yeah.
I was extremely insecure, and it came out in aggression and humor. Humor saved my life.
Same.
I am so funny because I'm so traumatized.
So here we go. The most traumatized people are typically the most hilarious. Let's talk about it.
Facts. Oh, he's gonna make you repeat
Frank,
something.
Repeat after me. I am not a burden. I am a blessing, and it is not my responsibility to explain that to unworthy people who do not value how fucking dope I am in real life.
Yes.
Facts. That is facts. He said clear skin
Getting
and
a
a
fat
fat
ass
ass.
got me.
I'm just saying, man.
So I wanted to say what I was looking up. There's a book actually that talks about it. And if you want to share it and when you do the edit, but it's called What Happened to You by Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey. And it's about how there's a part in that book that talks about how when you're younger, especially between the ages of like probably 5 and like, I think it's 10 or 13, is where you get most of your development, where your neural pathways are developing essentially. I mean, from infancy and newborn to probably about, I think like 10 or 11, if I'm not mistaken. But your neural pathways are being created during that time due to your environment and the love and the interaction that you have with the people that are around you. This is how some people with like borderline personality they develop it, because when they're younger, they go through certain things where their neural pathways don't form properly.
Yeah.
Same with like narcissists and stuff like that. Like a lot of those major behavioral disorders, that's what it is. So I think when they talk about this in there, and they talk about how what you go through when you're younger can affect you even when you're older and you don't realize it. Mm-hmm. Even the stuff that you work through in therapy and stuff like that. Like I am when I'm in a relationship with a person, I am very needy. And I don't mean needy in like, I need you to do shit for me. I need you to tell me you love me. I need you to be affectionate. I need these things. Like these things are needed for me because I didn't have that. So for me, that gives me the validation of like, okay, you're really here for me because I never had that before. Mm-hmm. Now that can fuck me up sometimes. That can fuck me up sometimes because anybody can be physical and anybody can just tell you they love you and not actually mean it or not actually do the things and follow up with the action. So as I'm getting older, I'm learning, okay, the action also has to come with it.
Right.
Not just the
words.
Not just the words.
Unfortunately, words can mean a lot to nothing when there's no action behind it.
Words mean, and I'm starting to realize words mean absolutely nothing to me until there's action put behind it. And it's slowly but surely I'm learning that. It's sad that I'm learning that in my 30s.
And, you know,
I wish I had like a more productive and like healthy childhood.
Girl, a lot of us are.
Yeah.
And we've all had different childhoods and still are learning the same lesson.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
But it's really interesting to hear about the 5 to 10 range.
Yeah.
Because for me, that was where shit started.
Yeah.
So from 5, it was like, here's this diagnosis. And then at 10, it was like, here's this diagnosis. So I had that in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about this stuff in therapy.
This is like, and it's crazy how it happens because, I mean, during that time period, you learn, this is where your brain develops your fight or flight.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, like, you know, your brain will store that information in, and then the smallest thing, like I had this conversation with somebody the other day. My brain doesn't understand it doesn't know the difference between grocery shopping and fighting a lion. It doesn't. My brain does not understand that. It does not compute that. Whenever anxiety hits, my immediate fight or flight response is turned on.
Right.
And depending upon how bad my anxiety gets, my brain will turn off in survival mode.
Right.
And it'll be like, all right, girl, you're not gonna feel nothing.
Right.
But it's just like that all developed from
childhood. Yeah.
And how when those neural pathways were created. They actually did studies. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
They actually did studies. It's kind of fucked up, but this was, I think it was like in the late 70s, early 80s, where they took these 2 newborn babies and they only did it for a short period of time, but they let the mothers come into the room or whatever. One mother was very loving and very affectionate and very caring, and the baby was, you know, looked like it was thriving and doing well. It wanted to eat. It wanted to do all these things. I think they only did it for like a day. The other baby, the baby would cry, their mother would come in, take care of it, and then leave. And then the baby was just confused. And it was not as joyous and as happy as the other baby was. It wasn't even eating as much. Yeah. So it's just like these things, like this, those are important.
Yeah, no, they are super important. It's weird that they did that test on living beings, but
living babies.
You gotta science, I guess.
Science
for science.
I mean, we wouldn't know about that if it wasn't.
That's true. I mean,
but also fuck them. But also science.
Like it's a little bit immoral, but also science.
I mean, it shows.
Like,
it shows,
yeah.
And it talks about. It actually talked about in this book, What Happened to You. It talks about. These kids that had extremely abusive childhoods, but one had like a very abusive childhood from the ages of like newborn until 3, right? Was placed in a very loving, warm home, you know, was fostered, blah, 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 all that. But the kids still grew up and developed a personality disorder. Mm-hmm. As opposed to a kid who was from 5 to like 10 during that during that time where your brain's still kind of sort of developing, but it's done a lot of its development. Those kids actually ended up thriving in adulthood once they were taken out of the home when they were like 10 or 11 and they were put into a new, better home and they thrived. They had a lot of trauma, obviously dealt with a lot of stuff, but it wasn't as major as like a personality disorder.
That's interesting.
Yeah, anyways, I don't know. I got on a thing.
No, that's okay. That's interesting. We're about to go to another. There's a book too that I can't remember the name of it.
What's that? I have my glasses on.
It is.
The other one before that.
Oh. One book I discovered that's helping me due to my childhood is Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents.
Oh, yeah.
How to Deal with Distant, Rejecting, and Self-Evolved Parents by Dr. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah. I actually, that's in my to be read list.
I wish I could remember the book that, I'm going to have to look it up in a second. It's kind of crazy how when Shelbie talks about her childhood, it's oddly super similar to my childhood trauma. Hearing her talk about it makes me realize that I'm not alone in the triggers and I still deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not alone in that. So, I mean, I'm glad that her sharing her story, you know, helps you with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people really think they're alone out in the world and don't realize that, you know, people have lived similar lives or similar situations or have had completely different situations, but are still in the same plane as you or same place that you're at. So it's like, it's, if you ever feel like you are alone, like reach out to people and try to talk to them and see, you know, just talk to people.
Yeah.
And I wish kind of more people would do that, especially with people that we see at work.
Yeah.
I wish they would talk more.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they do feel alone, not realizing that there's people out there. And especially with the internet.
Suicides?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what's really sad too is that like the internet exists and you can see, and people put everything out on the internet nowadays. And it's like, it's very easy to find things or groups that may align with what you have going on.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who've gone through trauma, and I could be mistaken, this is clearly just my opinion because I said I think. So, I think a lot of people who have trauma, whether it's like medical trauma or like the shit that I went through or the shit that, you know, he went through and stuff like that. I think a lot of people, because we're told we're alone, you know, or like, for instance, they said that your condition is very rare, which makes you feel like you're very much alone in it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people out there who have it as well.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I was told that, you know, I have it, you know, great in my household and nobody's ever going to believe me when I tell them what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I believed that up until adulthood, until I started talking to therapists.
Right.
And I started actually, it's when I started noticing, like, I would joke and tell stories about my trauma, but I would make it like laugh.
Oh,
and
same.
And then people would just look at me. They wouldn't be laughing.
Yeah.
They would be like, that's terrible.
Awful.
And I'm just having a fucking grand old time because I'm like, you got to kiki about it.
You
like,
have to, because that's how you get through it. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, because I kind of agree with you on that, in that, you know, that's what you're told and that's what you believe. And it's like, I just wish more people would talk to people. I know sometimes talking doesn't help, but just nobody is alone. There is so many people in this world. Nobody is absolutely alone.
Yeah.
You might not relate completely, but you can understand a little bit of what somebody might be going through.
Absolutely.
Or can relate.
I'm always here to listen. I like
Facts.
listening to people's stuff.
We should just set up a hotline. You guys can call and just share your grief, and we'll just be like, "Hey, I got." We're not gonna set up nothing, but I'm just saying, if you got some issues, send a little.
I don't have the mental capacity.
Send a little note. I'll read it.
If I'm dissociating, I mean, I'll listen to you, but it ain't holding.
He says, sometimes the world makes us feel like we're all crazy due to what we survived in our childhood. That's why I don't share a lot of information with people, because some folks will weaponize it against us.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what's so crazy? I actually briefly dated this guy who like didn't want to tell me anything about his life because he felt like I was going to use it against him.
Yeah.
And he was older, and I was just like, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I just want to know about your life, because like if we going to be kicking it, I kind of want to know who I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just don't want it to be used against me. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
And it told me two things. He had a lot of stuff that he was dealing with and had dealt with in the past, but it also told me that he just wasn't comfortable with me like that.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah.
So
I was never, I mean, when I was drinking is when I would tell people about my life, because I was one of those drunks that sat at the bar and just cried at some point. There was like a good time, and then there was crying, and then there was fighting. That's usually how my shit went when I was drinking. Yeah, I didn't really tell a lot of people about my life or like things that had happened to me, people that I was close with, but I have had, I don't know where that fly is going and what it's doing, but I have had that, I've had that weaponized and thrown in my face. My narcissistic ex, the stalker one, I think I've talked about him before. He weaponized a lot of what I told him about my childhood and stuff like that. And he used that against me. And if I was trying to tell him, hey, you know, what you said kind of hurt my feelings, he would be like, well, you only feel like that because your mother did this to you when you were younger. And, you know, it's not me, it's your trauma. And I'd be like, I told you that in confidence. to tell you about my life. So sometimes it makes it really hard for me because I've had other people before him do that. My mother in particular was very big with it. But it's hard for me to like open up and tell people about my life. So if I allow you into that space, it means I feel safe enough with you. And if you fuck that up, you're fucking up a lot. Like,
you'll never feel that way again.
I'll never feel that way again. The moment that trust is gone, it's gone.
That's it.
That's it. I won't ever tell you shit about my life.
I think
not even what I ate.
Not even what I ate.
You're not gonna know.
I am a mixed bag. Depending on my comfortability and my like how I feel about people determines how much I share.
Yeah.
I have been known to kind of dump on people. I did that in the past. I was like, "Hey, my name is Deidre. Oh, by the way, blah 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 blah," and they'd be like,
"Trauma dumping is real."
Yeah, it'd be like, "Oh, that's too much," but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had it. I've not had it used against me in the way of it being brought back up, kind of negatively, but like it was, I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
The situation pretty much happened where something was really damaged. In a sense. And it came up about my condition, and instead of it being like, are you okay? Are you good? Like, did anything happen to you? It was like, you're nasty, da 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 da. And it was like, no. I leaked on everything because I have stuff happening that I don't know what's going,
Yeah.
And that's how it was kind of thrown in my face. But it wasn't necessarily like, it's because of this. It was like you're gross, da da da, not realizing that was the cause of it. Knowing that was something that I was already dealing with.
See, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. See, this is why I don't think we could have been friends back then. Because I would have went up to whoever said that to you, and I would have fucked him up. I would have just fucking wrecked his world as well as his car. I would have fucked him up. Would have absolutely rocked their shit.
Yeah.
6 ways from Sunday.
Yeah.
Because it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
It's not right.
It's not right.
It's funny. The littlest thing, and we've talked about this before, the littlest things will stick with you.
Absolutely.
And it could be the most unimportant thing.
Yeah.
But it is going to stick.
It is going to stick.
And that sucks. Because some of that stuff, I'm still working out stuff that was either said to me or stuff that I just hadn't processed as a child.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that now.
Yeah, like, because that's what happens as kids. I mean, we are literally developing, so we are sponges at that time. I mean, we ain't got no goddamn kneecaps until we're like 3.
We have kneecaps. They're just not.
So newborn babies don't have kneecaps.
They have kneecaps.
They don't have kneecaps.
They're not.
Go look at a CT. They don't have kneecaps.
I mean, they're not neat. But there's stuff there.
So there's
but
the joint, but there's not the actual patella.
Right.
You don't have your patella.
But they have they have a little.
They literally have no kneecaps. I'm just stuck on this.
That was the
first time we CT'd a baby. I was like,
"Where's the kneecaps?
Where the fuck are the kneecaps?" This kid ain't got no kneecaps.
Just little balls of flub.
They are though. It's just crazy.
My old therapist used to tell me that my trauma was my superpower because I've always worked in the music and media. So being emotionally callous to the BS backstabbing gave me an advantage in business. Honestly, that's a very real thing. And you know what's so funny about that? I don't know if they got this handbook or if all therapists are like, we're just going to tell people their trauma is their superpower, because my therapist also told me the same thing.
Yeah.
She was like, hey girl, you need to stop looking at this as a negative. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
Facts.
She's like, it makes you dope. And I was like, you right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You know what? My fucking trauma, it lets me see the red flags. I might walk past them, but I see them.
I skip. I sprint.
I'll be like, you know what? That's probably not right, but it feels familiar.
It feels fun.
Let's go.
Let's try it.
This might be
Is
an
this
adventure.
person completely not attached? Love it.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Love that.
Let me go.
Are you emotionally unavailable?
Sign
You're
me up.
for me.
Sign me up.
It's just like, but it's true though. It is my superpower. I can see a lot of stuff. I can read a lot of people's emotions. I can read the room when it comes to stuff. Like you and me, we both do that back and forth with each other where I'll be like, are you okay? Just randomly, because I can feel your energy's off. I can tell you're off, but I had to learn that at a very young age because I had to watch like, where is she at today?
Yeah.
You know, and every small movement, every small detail I had to watch because I needed to be aware, again, that fight or flight. I had to be prepared for what was going to come.
Right.
Was it going to be a good day? Was it going to be a bad day? Am I
Yeah,
going to be
you just
ignored
never
today?
know.
You don't know. You don't know.
He said, I'm not going to lie, this gangster Shelby is hilarious as fuck because hearing her say I would have rocked their shit is making me laugh.
I really would.
But you know what's funny? Shelby is not even joking about that. Homegirl used to be out here. I only heard the stories because I didn't know younger Shelby, but younger Shelby sounded like she was wild.
I used to straight fight back in the day when I was young.
Here's a question that I recently asked myself to get me out of a negative spiral. When's the last time I emotionally had a safe space where I wasn't always on defense and I was relaxed?
When I'm by myself. When I'm with Deidre.
Oh, true.
That's my dog right
True,
here.
true.
I can always chill with her and always feel safe.
Yeah.
Always. Talk about anything, never feel judgment, nothing. I'm just like, hey, this is what I did. This is what's happening. I'm probably going to keep doing it because it is what it is. And she'll be like, all right.
We
well,
literally be exactly each other. Like, girl, that was dub. But she'd be like, yeah, it was dub. But she's like, but enjoy it. I'd be like, all right, you too. Have fun.
Bye.
Are we going to be stupid again? Yes, we are.
Yes. It's, you know. It's true though. Like, when have I last had an emotional safe space? I create those for myself now.
Yeah.
I do. I create those for myself and I find people that allow me to have that.
Absolutely.
That's one of the reasons why for my birthday I wanted it to be so low key.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted it to be my core people.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be the people that make me feel safe, the people that make me feel loved, the people that make me feel like, you know, happy to be a part of this life in this roller coaster.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's my girls. And my bestie boy, but he's not here. He's in California. And I miss him so much. I miss him so much. I know.
Hope he's doing well. Hope you're doing. Does he ever watch podcasts?
No.
No. Well, if you ever have
he's
to watch
constantly
them,
studying.
I know he's
studies
busy.
and sleeps. Studies
He's
and
so
sleeps.
busy. Bless his heart.
But
He's gonna do great things. Good for him.
You know what's so funny? I just want to let you guys on a little secret. We didn't plan for any of these conversations
At all. The only thing that we planned for was reading them questions and talking about that damn video.
That was it.
And somehow we've got a whole almost hour of an episode
Facts.
talking about how to love ourselves more.
Facts.
And thank you, Frank, for having this conversation with us. The New Yorker in me wants her to be more about the UFC Shelby stories, but that's for another episode for offline call.
I got some stories. I actually wanted to go in the UFC, but we couldn't afford. I was street fighting, so we couldn't afford to like actually put me into any sort of training and anything like that. But I wanted to be a fighter.
Girl,
like, that's what I wanted to be.
I thought I was gonna box for a little bit.
I wanted to box too, but I actually really love Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to go back to doing Muay Thai.
I really wanted to box. I did a boxing training thing, which was an insane workout. That workout was
so good.
I was just so surprised. Being an athlete that did like conditioning and stuff like that for basketball and track and shit, and then doing a boxing workout, I was exhausted.
Oh yeah.
I was like, and it was at that time I hadn't been like not doing shit for a while. If I try to do that now, it makes sense. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
But at that time, I had just been playing basketball and stuff like that. So to start, I was tired.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm gonna fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight.
Yeah. I wanted to do that so bad. Well, I wanted to be a Marine, but when I wanted, the whole reason why I wanted to go into the Marines was so that I could learn hand-to-hand combat training. And so that I can learn, because I actually wanted to go into the Marines and become a sniper. Anyways, I wanted to do all sorts of, I really wanted to get big in the fucking military. Like, I wanted to do like crazy operatives. Like, I wanted to be like crazy operatives. Like, I wanted to be like a whole fucking spy. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I did. I wanted to do that. Low key, I wanted a life like that. That's the reason why I wanted to fucking get into the Marines and the military.
Not to derail the conversation, but you know what? When I thought I was going to go into the military as an officer, I wanted to do special investigations so that I could do exactly what I'm doing right now. It's doing autopsies.
Yeah.
That is all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to do it as an officer because I would have been making way more money than I'm doing now, but I never did it. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. No, that was pretty much it. That's how crazy I am, because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do.
Shelby looks wild short in real life, so I know her overhand was crazy accurate with all her photos. I mean, she's shorter compared to you. She's only a little bit shorter than me, and she's not shorter by much.
No, I'm 5'6".
So
I'm 5'6", and I used to be just solid muscle. Now I'm muscle and with a little chunk.
It's fluffy.
Yeah, nicknames. I'm squishy,
I'm
and I like it. The fupa's good.
I'm squishy, mushy, fluffy, gushy, all of it.
I'm cool. I like the way I look and feel. I could stand to lose maybe like 5-10 pounds, but I don't. I like how solid I am.
I do like the solid.
I am very solid.
I do like the solid.
But
Sniper Shelby has emerged.
Shelby.
New nickname. You should actually change your Call of Duty name
to Sniper Shelby. Well, actually, I haven't sniped yet, but.
Oh, true.
But yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was just, I was wild when I was younger. It's so crazy. The life that I wanted to live then and where I'm at now is like totally different, because I really wanted a life of like, and I don't know how else to put this, because I didn't want a life of violence, but I did. I wanted a life of violence, but I also think that stems from the fact that I wanted to be able to protect myself and I couldn't for so long.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it came from for me. And I wanted to make sure. And that's why I learned how to fight. That's why I learned how to do these things, you know? And I'm not like the most accurate fucking fighter, but I can kick a grown man's ass.
You do what you got to do. You don't have to be accurate to get somebody down.
I am not above snatching somebody by the hair. Like, I'm not.
He said you're 6'6"?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you were that fucking tall,
I don't remember. You're
I
really
forgot.
that tall?
I forgot.
You were killing me with this merch. Squishy and gushy is a merch. People are gonna be like, what the hell do y'all talk about? Because it sounds sexual.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sex sells.
Sex do sell. We're gonna have to come on here next episode in crop tops and little shorts.
Yeah.
With our titties out.
Yeah.
So we can get more views.
Girl, I thought maybe these shorts would do it, but
next time I'm coming in a parka with gloves.
with gloves and
with the gloves and a hat and
like
some
one of
goggles.
Those big rim hats. Can we do that? Can we come on here wearing a really fucking weird ass outfit?
You know what's so
like
funny?
I want to wear like a whole church fit.
I have two huge brim hats. I mean huge. Let's
go. We'll have to sit like this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to sit like that because you won't be able to see our faces.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Well, it'd be what it be.
Dang, I didn't realize you were 6'6", man. I don't know why I thought you were like 6'4".
Tall as shit.
I don't even remember you being that tall. Maybe every time I stood next to you, I had on heels, so that makes sense.
Well, Deidre, you're also tall, girl.
I'm not 6'6".
You're 6 foot.
I am 6 foot.
Deidre is 6 foot.
I'm actually 6'3".
Yeah.
I might look like 5'8", but I'm actually 6'3".
I have a soul that's 6'3".
Yeah.
She thinks she's 6'3". She really do. She really do.
Oh, that was the same one.
But yeah, I mean, so going back to what we were talking about originally, about just bringing it
full circle,
bringing
around town,
learning to love yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I think learning to be in love with yourself and be the love of your life, you know, it requires going through the trauma. It requires going through those things and unwiring and relearning and doing all of that so that you can learn how to just be with yourself and love yourself. You know, I did a lot of distractions, so I didn't have to pay attention to my life or myself.
I did that too.
Yeah, and that was drugs, sex, and alcohol. That was what it was for me. Yep. And it was just like, you know, I was actually just having this conversation today. Anyways, we'll that can be a topic for another time.
You know what's I'm curious to see, because as I've been realizing things about myself as of late, and I'm curious to see with kind of how things are going to be going with my sessions and things, how differently my interactions with just people and how I handle myself will be moving forward, because I have realized certain things about myself and why I happen to put myself in the situations that I do, or the type of people I allow in my life or whatever. And I feel like I got a good group of people in my life, like don't get me wrong, but just in the past, like thinking about that, I'm very curious to see what is going to be the end of all of that.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's interesting, because for me, when I started this therapy, the EMDR therapy, I think I was in it for maybe about a year when I realized I've got to divorce this man. I cannot stay here. I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't be friends with this person anymore. I can't have this person in my life anymore. I don't want it. I don't need it. You're triggering me. I tell you you're triggering me. You're not fucking listening. Like, it's just therapy, at least this therapy that I've done, has made me realize a lot. And has made me reevaluate what I want in my life and who I want in my life. Like, your energy as a person matters to me.
Right.
Like, if your energy does not vibe with mine and you throw me off, I will care for you and I will be there for you.
But from a distance.
At a distance.
Yeah.
At at a distance because you are not about to fuck this up after I have worked so hard on it.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I have worked so hard on it.
Oh, well, here felt whatever. He said y'all didn't know I was a giant. Everybody on campus used to crack jokes about my height. I just don't know. I mean, you got to understand though too. Like there was some really really tall people at the Woo. Like some really tall people. I think one of the dudes, he was like 6'9". Other homie,
damn.
the basketball player. Other dude was 6'7", huge. Like so, there's a lot of people that was huge. But I think you are still the tallest person in the chapter, Frank. Honestly, because I don't think there's any other frat that is that tall. I don't think. But yeah, our school had some really big people. I'm like, where did y'all come from?
Yeah.
Obviously, you had to recruit them from somewhere, but the school, why would you? Anyway.
I look at tall people and I'm like, you were birthed as a baby and you were probably the same size as me. How the fuck did you get so big?
No, they was like this big. They was like air.
This big. The air hit them
and,
then they were like.
My dad used to tell me that.
They just did like a long stretch.
Yeah, they're just like, god damn, I've been cramped.
Space.
My dad used to tell me that when I was born. He's like, you were so tiny. And then like, I don't know, the air got to you and you just started growing. He's like, but you didn't have a growth spurt. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine had I had a growth spurt.
Girl, I had a growth spurt. I think I grew 4 inches between 5th grade. Because I was already the tallest in 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then I grew like maybe 4 inches. And I actually have stretch marks on my knee from growing so fast. Because the rest of my body couldn't keep up. That's also why I have really bad knee problems.
Okay.
Why? Because my patella doesn't stay in place. It's because my joints, the rest of my body grew so fast that my joints couldn't keep up properly. And then it just kind of, I don't know, did what it did, I guess. I don't fucking know.
I just remember being in kindergarten and she was very short, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I was taller than my kindergarten teacher. But she was very small. Very small woman. And then I just kind of gradually grew. But I had always been like the tallest person, but I never actually had like a growth spurt.
Yeah.
Which I am very grateful for because had I had a growth spurt, my scoliosis would have been insane.
Girl.
Because that's what one of the concerns was.
Having a growth spurt?
Yeah, because I had the brace from, for those years. And they were like, if she hits a growth spurt, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah. All my little boyfriends and girlfriends or whoever I was like had a crush on at the time were always significantly shorter than me.
Oh, me too.
Always significantly.
I remember being in love with this one little boy. He was just so tiny. He had to be like this big to me. Like we were like this, and I just loved him down.
His name was DJ, and I was in love with him. Really? I was in love with him. He was this cute little black boy, and I was in love with him. He in jail now somewhere, but I was. He was bad. He was a bad kid, and I just fucking loved it. I was like, yes.
I can't.
I was like, we gonna be bad together.
We're gonna be bad together. I'm gonna be your body too.
You my boo, and I'm your. I mean, we would stay on the phone, and he was like, I love you. This 5th grade girl. We're gonna run away together. Blah blah blah. And the last I heard, he in jail.
Girl.
So that's how you know my bicker's been off for a little while.
Girl, listen. I used to be. It's so funny because I didn't actually
like. I like the thugs. I don't know.
I didn't have like my first boyfriend until I was in like high school. I think I was like 17, 18. But I had crushes on people all the time, and I was just like, that was probably the beginning of my villain story.
Yeah.
Because I was like, these people think I'm not great. I'm great.
I am so good.
Oh wait, I went to the wrong one. I blame the West Indian food I ate every day from 6 years old to 24 in Brooklyn. That's fair.
Yeah, that's why you're so fucking tall.
Giants run in the family. My 9-year-old is 4'6" already.
Oh my god,
she's gonna be super tall.
Oh my god,
she's already.
Well, I was about that. Oh no. I don't know what grade that is. In 5th grade, I was tall.
I don't know what age 5th grade is.
I guess 6th grade is when I was tall. I was about, I think I was 5 foot in 6th grade.
I probably was too.
And then I grew like 6 more inches.
I can't imagine. I'm glad I didn't have a growth spurt. I wish I would have got like at least like 2 more inches.
I'm okay with being a tall girly. Cool. I'm cool with it. All these men want little pocket-sized bitches, and I'm not that.
No, I know, but I feel
Sorry, y'all not bitches, but you know what I mean.
I feel like 2 more inches would have been real cool.
Yeah.
Because I'd have been like a good 5'10", 5'11", maybe. With my build, that would have been kind of cool looking.
It's so crazy because I've had people be like, I don't want to date you because you're too tall. And I was like, well, I don't want to date you because you're ugly as shit.
I had somebody tell me who was 6'3", by the way, tell me that I was really tall. And I was like, that's crazy.
That's so weird.
Because you're 6'3". What do you mean I'm really tall?
That's so weird. I don't know. These men like to have children. basically.
I was like,
Little petite things.
you know, it's the image that, you know, you see where the guy's like really tall and the girl's like really small, and even if the guy's not super tall, the girl's still really small because the height difference. And
Yeah.
they like to do the little cute shit, and if you got a big bitch, you like,
Well, that's the thing.
you
is,
doing the
like,
cute shit, but you behind you in front of the big bitch, and you got, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is like I've heard men be like, I just want to be able to throw my girl around. It's like, okay, well then go get strong. Like
Go to the
I don't-
gym.
Go to the gym. Like
I know a lot of guys that can bench me
facts. I know a lot
and
of-
squat me.
I know a lot of dudes that can pick me up, no problem ass. But it's just like, okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to say women are bitches. It's just a term.
It's a term of endearment.
It's
Is
a
that
term
what
of
we're about to do?
endearment. That's what it is. Because I'm also a bitch. We all bitches.
We all
Men
bitches. Bitches is gender neutral.
too. Yeah, bitches is gender neutral. Because men bitches and women bitches.
Fuck
Like that's
yeah.
it. That's it.
2 inches more would have been good. It's a huge pause. That's funny. No pause, man. Straight like that.
Yep. Straight.
Straight like that.
Any hoozle.
All right. Well, we've been on for an hour and 2 minutes, so
Yeah.
it's about
We're
our
gonna
time.
wrap it up. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for commenting. Thanks
Yeah.
for participating. If you watched the whole thing, cool. We appreciate you and love you. If you
Yeah.
popped in, it did it again. How does that happen?
I don't know. I think it's
What
because
did
it's
we
the end.
do? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not going to do it again. But anywho's in. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good shit. We appreciate the support. We still have more stuff that's coming up. We're going to have an event in December that's a in-person event. So we're very excited about that. Just working out some details. It's going to be for our 1 year. Yes, we're coming up a whole year. It's going to be a good time. But, what was I going to say? Damn, I lost my train of thought.
Thanks.
Anyways, thanks for being here. Love you guys. Bye.
Oh, wait. I forgot. Before we head out, I can hit the outro. Because I always forget to do it.
Do.
Okay, just kidding. I can't do it. Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, it is. It's right there. Do it.